Alright guys, so Fula with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. Now, so in this video, man, I kind of want to talk about the cash incentives that are coming with this Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury rematch. It appears that both fighters are going to get considerably more money than the first fight. From the reports we have, it looks like Tyson Fury is going to get 20 million sterling pounds, whereas Deontay Wilder will take about 39 million USD back. And I'm pretty sure that amount will go up. I'm pretty sure that's just the upfront money we're talking about. But you know, with most prize fighting, there's incentives and there's back-end money and stuff like that. Pretty good, I must say. So what this tells me is that the first fight, in terms of monetary gains for the handlers of the fight, they were pretty damn good. I mean, that's how they can pay for a rematch of this magnitude, you know. For me, they're doing the right thing in making the rematch next. You know, it would make no sense playing tug of war with Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, because at the end of the day, I think Eddie Hearn forgets that it's called prize fighting, and you fight for a prize. Especially the fact that you're putting your life on the line every time you step in the ring. You know, obviously Eddie Hearn doesn't recognize that part, you know. So with that being said, you know, this could have been Anthony Joshua, you know, but in fact, I mean, it could have been actually more money than what Tyson Fury's bringing home on the first fight. I mean, you have had many fighters, you have had many people say that they threw away the $50 million offer which was on the table for the first fight. You know? So with that being said, that's just them shooting themselves in the foot, really. But this is a good thing, you know. This is a very good thing that, you know, these fighters are getting paid what they're worth, you know. But again, you see the difference between promoter and advisor. Promoter is like a car salesman. Advisor is like a financial planner. So with that being said, Eddie Hearn really doesn't care about fighters. You know, he really doesn't care. Eddie Hearn cares about him and his father getting richer. That's what Eddie Hearn cares about. So with that being said, you know, it's no surprise to me that these figures are coming out for this much. You know, and, you know, they're saying that Anthony Joshua will make $30 million off of this fight against Big Baby Miller. I understand that. But the real question is, what is Big Baby Miller going to get? If I had to guesstimate, I would say that, you know, since Eddie Hearn tried to lowball Dillian White, I would say that, you know, Jarrell Miller may end up getting like maybe 3 to 4 mil off of this fight. Now, granted, that's his biggest paycheck he'll ever receive, you know, but at the same time, it's like when you compare the purse that Wilder and Fury are getting to the purses they're getting over there, it just lets me know that the zone doesn't really have that money to fork out, you know. And it just goes and proves my point once again that, money talks and bullshit walks. The thing is this, man, and I've known this from doing business. I've known this from like just interactions and stuff like that, and just like observing things and being a guy who observes more than he does actually like talk. Usually when you're a businessman, you're not going to talk that much. You're going to research the product that you want basically most of the time, and then you're just going to go after that product. You're going to go get the product, okay? That's usually what happens most of the time, okay? You're not going to really, you don't really have to speak that much, because you already did the research, you already know the market, you already basically are like in tune with what you're doing. So for example, I'll give a perfect example. And this actually happened too, real story, real life true story. There was one businessman and he wanted to shop for a Rolls Royce. But I mean, he shot for a Rolls Royce in like sweats, like a sweatsuit, So he picked the Rolls Royce. And then the guy said, the salesman said, you do know how much this car is, right? Are you sure you can afford it, right? So what that guy does, he says, you know what? Just give the commission to anybody but him. And he pulls out his AMX black card and buys the Rolls Royce. No problem. For those of you guys who don't know, AMX black card has no limit on it. It's a credit card with no limit, basically. You can show that card anywhere you want. Like if you want to like put a payment on a house, all you have to do is show that black card and boom, you got it. Very quiet, very precise, right? But when you look at bad businessmen, when you look at guys who are wearing cheap suits and things like that, they're usually talkative. They're usually puffing up their chests. They're usually bragging about things. And they're usually trying to make themselves out to be this bigger than life figure. But really, their actions are very, very little compared to a head honcho, Compared to a head honcho, their actions are like really little. And that's what we see with Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman. It's like the difference between night and day. And I've been called on my like previous videos of PPC propagandist. But I'm really a best propagandist. That's what I am. And so I would never ever give an excuse to a fighter I like for not having him fight a guy. The only time that you'll hear me have an excuse for him is if he's been inactive and he's going in there with a real active dog who's the champion. That's when I'll say, well, maybe he needs some tune-ups before he goes into those waters, right? Other than that, you won't hear me make excuses, okay? So, with that being said, you know, with Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, and all that and stuff like that. And I said it in previous videos, Big Baby Miller versus Anthony Joshua is not the best fighting the best. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury is the best fighting the best. If Luis Ortiz was in the mix, that's the best fighting the best. Okay? So, that's what I look for. I'm happy that both of them, not only Tyson Fury, not only Deontay Wilder, I'm happy that both of them are getting a sizable chunk of money for putting their bodies on the line and potentially putting their life on the line, you know? Because again, we know what the right hand holds of Deontay Wilder, right? And let's just see what happens. I'm thinking with the money going into this, the money they're collecting from this fight, that there'll probably be a even bigger press up, you know, and the build up will be even more. And the Showtime All Access will be even more. And the last thing I'm going to say is the Zone maybe should take a page out of Showtime's book and do something like that. Do an all access type thing when a big fight is coming along, or what they call a big fight. I don't think Big Baby Miller versus Anthony Joshua is even a big fight. In fact, I think that's a shit fight. But anyhow, maybe they should take a page from that, you know? And I'm going to say this too. Zone maybe want to rethink their business model and maybe want to have maybe instead of just having an app, they may want to do a TV deal with a couple of like these networks, and then possibly they can get some much generated cash flow so they can maybe put on bigger fights than they are right now. But that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this, man. For me, it's good for boxing. It's prize fighting. It's called prize fighting for a reason. And so that's a damn good prize for both of them fighters. Off until the next one, guys. On Jada.